The Fisherman by Chigozie Obioma, narrated by Chuckwudi.
Chapter 1. Fishermen. We were fishermen. My brothers and I became fishermen in January of 1996 after our father moved out of Akure, a town in the west of Nigeria, where we had lived together all our lives. His employer, the Central Bank of Nigeria, had transferred him to a branch of the bank in Yola, a town in the north that was a camel distance of more than 1,000 kilometers away, in the first week of November of the previous year. I remember the night father returned home with his transfer letter. It was on a Friday. From that Friday through that Saturday, father and mother held whispering consultations like shrine priests. By Sunday morning, mother emerged a different being. She had acquired the gait of a wet mouse, averting her eyes as she went about the house. She did not go to church that day, but stayed home and washed and ironed a stack of father's clothes, wearing an impenetrable gloom on her face. Neither of them said a word to my brothers and me, and we did not ask. My brothers Ikenna, Bojo, Bembe, and I had come to understand that when the two ventricles of our home, our father and our mother, held silence as the ventricles of the heart retain blood, we could flood the house if we poked them. So, at times like these, we avoided the television in the 8-columned shelf in our sitting room. We sat in our rooms studying or feigning to study, anxious but not asking questions. While there, we stuck out our antennae to gather whatever we could of the situation. By nightfall on Sunday, crumbs of information began to fall from mother's soliloquy, like tots of feathers from a richly plumed bird. What kind of job takes a man away from bringing up his growing sons? Even if I were born with 7 hands, how would I be able to care for these children alone? Although these feverish questions were directed to no one in particular, they were certainly intended for father's ears. He was seated alone on a lounge chair in the sitting room, his face veiled with a copy of his favorite newspaper, The Guardian, half reading and half listening to mother. And although he heard everything she said, father always turned deaf ears to words not directly addressed to him, the kind he often referred to as cowardly words. He would simply read on, sometimes breaking off to loudly rebuke or applaud something he'd seen in the newspaper. If there is any justice in this world, Abacha should soon be mourned by his witch of a wife. Wow, fella is a god. Good gracious. Reuben Abati should be sacked.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?